Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Battlestar Galactica Season 3, Episode 5, before beginning. For me, it's Sunday and I'm still in confinement. The end of the confinement in France is gonna be tomorrow, but at the time that you're gonna watch this video, that's gonna be already some days you know that I'm not in confinement anymore. For the Laura who is editing this video, yes, we did it! But I can already say it to me and to you and to everyone, we did it. The confinement in France, it lasted during 56 days. That's a lot. When you think about it, that's a lot. And we are beginning also to understand that it was a lot also to ask to people, and that some of us were sometimes at the limits of what you can expect, you know, from people from who you are taking this big liberty and fundamental right, you know, that we had before and we never thought about the fact that we had it. Just the liberty to go everywhere that we want. That's a fundamental right, and we are so used to be able to do that, you know, in our societies now that we didn't think about it, that we didn't think that it was a right. Like, I remember my history classes, you know, when I was young, and I remember that time when we learned the French Revolution, how it happened, and the human fundamental rights that they put, you know, that they wrote during that time. And I know that we were really focused on the fact that they had the freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the freedom of things like that. And I remember that they wrote also the freedom of going everywhere that you want. And during that time we were not focused on that, and during that time really we said it once and we thought about the other freedom rights which were important for us to study. But now I think that people are really aware of the fact that it's a fundamental right, human right, to have and also to take to someone. And 56 days, that was a lot for a lot of people, you know. That's not in our nature. Humans, we are so used to move and all of that, that it's not logical, normal, natural for us to stay at the same place again and again. We are not used to that, and we are not made for that, in my opinion. So that was something. It's the end of it in France now that you are watching this video. It's not totally the end of it, you know, it's the end of the confinement. It just means in France the fact that we can go outside without authorization, and we don't have to stay in the area of 1 kilometer around our house. Now it's 100 kilometers around our house. France, you know, the government and the medical staff and all of that took that decision to try to limit the COVID again, but also because they were thinking already about the holidays, the summer holidays, and the fact that people are gonna go, you know, for the oceans, for the beach and all of that. We have to avoid that, so that's a way for all of the rest of the people who are not living, you know, not far from the ocean, to not go there and to not have a lot of people at the same place. I have the chance, me, to live at less than 100 kilometers from the ocean. So I'm gonna be able this summer to go to see the ocean, to be at the beach. They are telling us right now that maybe people are not gonna be able, you know, to stay and just to take the sun like that. They are talking about the fact that maybe they're gonna allow us to go to the beach if it's in the area of the 100 kilometers around your house, but you're not gonna be able to take the sun, you're gonna be able to swim, to surf, to walk and stuff like that, but not just to take the sun. That's gonna be fun, you know, also to see how it's gonna happen. I think that everyone is gonna walk, you know, on the beach. I have trouble to imagine how it can be, but that's gonna be, you know, with less people than usually, because people who are living far from the ocean are not gonna be able to come, so we're gonna be between us, if I can say that. Okay, about Battlestar Galactica, I'm glad to be back today with Battlestar Galactica, with the show. I'm not glad with YouTube, which is still blocking my videos when I'm putting the reaction part. I don't like that, but I can't really handle that in another way than the one that I found. It's not on Google anymore that you can find my reaction part. It's still on the description, but the link is made for you to download my reaction. I can't put them anymore on Google because I reached, you know, the limit that I can put, you know, into my drive, and that's it. Now you have to download it. I heard you, I read your comments. I'm always reading your comments and your advices and all of the things, you know, that you have to say to me, and you were a lot to tell me that the first file was too heavy, and I heard you. Now it's the light version. Even if it's not in the same quality than you can find into my channel, at least you can still have a way to watch my reaction without spending 2 hours to download it. I can understand that, but you know, some people were complaining about the fact that the last reaction part were really in a bad quality, that was not enough for them. Maybe they're right. Maybe now that I'm forcing you to download the file, maybe I can go with an heavy file, but I can understand also that some of you don't have a good connection, so see, I'm trying to please everyone, but my main concern always is the fact that all of you can watch the reaction part in good quality or not. I prefer to give you a video which is not at the best quality possible, but a video that you can download and that you can watch, than to be with some of you telling me that sorry, I can't download it, so I'm not gonna watch it. No, that I don't want that. I'm making this effort, you know, to put the reaction part into the description each time and all of that, just to be sure that you can watch my reaction, you know, because if I was not having, you know, that main concern into my head, I would have stopped to watch the show and to make reaction videos about it at episode 1, when the first episode was blocked by YouTube. Okay, about Battlestar Galactica and the season 3, I love the season 3 so far, I really love it. I said it to one of you on the comments and I forgot to say it into my review the last time, but I want to say it now for all of you to hear it. I really think that this season 3 is another chapter of the show. I really felt it at the beginning of it, like okay, we had a time jump and all of that, but the way of writing, filming the show, I felt that it was different, because I had the impression during the first seasons that some of the episodes, the majority of the episodes, were filmed in the old way, you know. I was feeling the fact that this show was out a long time ago now. I was feeling the fact that the rhythm of the show and the angles of the camera and the choices made by the writers to film a scene like that or like that, to put the characters into this or this position, and the rhythm again of the show, action, discussion, action, discussion, action, discussion. It's really the way of filming, producing, writing a show in the old way, and I felt that during the 2 first seasons. But with the beginning of this season 3, I didn't feel it at all, and for me this season 3 is really more modern for the time, you know, when the show was out. Like, I have the impression that this episode, this season 3, it could have happened, you know, it could have been out right now in our days. It wouldn't have shocked me, been a surprise, you know, I wouldn't have questioned it, not at all, because it's really the same kind of rhythm, the same kind of filming and producing a show like we are used to have now, and to think that they did it a long time ago now, that it's an old show. I think that it was really modern for that time and that it was really great also. I loved it, I really loved it. I felt it, and I said it, you know, in a sort of way to you into the review. I felt that we didn't have any time out, that we were into the action every time, that really my emotions were always high. I never had a moment when my emotions were calming, you know, and I was calming myself and all of that. No, never really. And I love that. I love to be invested into a show like that, even if I'm exhausted at the end. I love to be like that with a show, so that was great. So yes, I really loved the beginning of this season 3. I think that now that they are back on the fleet, all of the human race, except for Gaius, if he is really a human, because I'm not forgetting, you know, my theory about him being a Cylon. Except for Gaius, they are all back into the fleet, into the Galactica. The Pegasus is destroyed, and now they're gonna take their places again, you know, they're gonna take the same roles again. The old habits are gonna be back really soon, but I think also that they changed a lot during these 2 time jumps. In fact, I think that the rest of the season for the characters is gonna be about understanding why they evolved like that, because I want to know why they evolved like that. I want to have flashbacks, I want to have informations, why Lee evolved like that, why Starbuck evolved like that, why she was not a pilot anymore and all of that, but also how they're gonna be now that they're back on the fleet. Are they ready to occupy their old places, you know, their old roles again or not? What are gonna be the consequences, you know, of the fact that they changed on their roles but also on themselves? You know, in life, I don't think that you can really come back to who you were before something bad happened to you, something happened to you. I really don't think that. I think that experiences and that the thing that you lived transformed you, impacted you, and you have to choose, you know, how it's gonna impact you for the future, but you can't come back to who you were before. And I think that it's the same for us, you know, they can't come back. Like Starbucks, this thing about this girl being her kid or not, it really hurts her. We have also Lee, who was beginning to be lazy. We had also Laura, who was not the president anymore and who is now the president again. Is it gonna work really like that? We'll see, but really all of them, something changed. And also Boomer, is she gonna ask questions, you know, about her baby and what happened to her baby? I'm not sure that she was convinced really that her baby died. I think that she has doubts now, so we'll see. Oh, and Gaeta. I'm really worried about Gaeta because he was working for Gaius and all of them were considering him as a traitor, even if he was the source, you know, that they needed to have information and all of that. He was helping them, but he was also working with Gaius, and I'm afraid of them considering him as a traitor. And we know what they are doing with traitors. The colonel was forced to kill his wife, to kill Helen. So is it gonna be okay to not kill Gaeta, knowing that Gaeta was working with Gaius? He's gonna think that, in fact, Gaeta did worse than his wife. I don't know, we'll see. Of course, I don't want anything bad to happen to Gaeta. You know that I like this character, so of course, I don't want anything bad to happen to him. We'll see. But that's a big question, and I said it, and you were fine with me, you know, by not saying to me that I said it too much. But during the editing, I had the impression that I said it too much. The fact that these 4 first episodes reminded me a lot of the French history, you know, with a big H, during World War II, with resistance, collaboration, executions, suicidal missions, all of that. And at the end of World War II, it was also a big question that everyone had to ask themselves, and the other ones? Who are you considering as a traitor? For what reason? Where are the limits of what was acceptable or not? For which reasons or not? And what are you gonna do with them, with the traitors? That was a big question, so I think that they're gonna ask themselves also this question into the show, and that's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna respond to it. I'm gonna see that right now with this episode 5, and then I will make a quick review of the episode 5. I will come back for the review of the episode 6 and 5 together. I'm putting, the timestamps on the description, and of course I'm putting the reaction part on the description. But please come back right here with me to talk about what happened during the show. That's really more interesting for me. I know that you listen to me and that you are responding to me because of that on the comments. That's creating really more interesting discussions between us, Let's go now for this episode. That was a great episode. That was an episode which was more made like the episodes of the season 1 and the season 2. I'm saying that because of what I said during my intro. It was really focused on a big question like they did during the first season. You know how much I love the fact that they are taking sometimes entire episodes for development of some characters, for one character in particular. They are taking sometimes an entire episode to make the story progress, to us progressing into the story, into the series, into all of that. And also sometimes they are taking entire episodes for that, for exploring one important subject. During the season 1 it was a lot about surviving. What can you do to survive? How far can you go to survive? How far can you go to do that or to do that? That was the main questions during season 1, and during season 1 and season 2 they explored also the questions about, how can you tell if someone is a silent or not, is a spy or not, having suspicions about everyone, trusting someone for what reason. And that was interesting. This entire episode was about something that I told you about during my intro and that I told you about during my review of the last episode. The fact that now that they finished, with this time, this period of time that they had where they were at war, in fact, where they were fighting with the Silence against each other, with collaboration and resistance, with executions and suicidal missions and all of that. Of course the return to normal is not gonna be like that, and of course it has to have consequences. And of course after the colonel killing his wife because she betrayed them, he was not gonna accept that the ones that he thinks who betrayed them also are gonna survive, are not gonna be punished for that. And of course the sentence for him and for some of them has to be to kill them. A death sentence. I'm against it because of my principles in life, and also because that's not the solution, and they saw it during this episode, they proved it. It can't be the solution because you can't never know that you really did the thing that you had to do, that this person was not in fact innocent, that this person in fact was not doing something else and all of that. Gaeta, was working for Gaius because he thought that it was what he had to do, like Jamer, who did the same. That boy, he did the same. He thought that he had to do that it was the good call, that it was the good way to help people, to not let the Silence have the control by having the control at their places, but in fact the Silence were having the control no matter what. But they thought that they did what they had to do, what was right, and they both in fact helped also. I mean, the boy, he saved Kali, and Gaeta, he gave them informations. They saved Gaeta, but they executed the boy, Jamer. Gaeta, okay, was helping them more by giving them information, and it was big information and it was a lot of time, you know, that he helped them. But again, where are, you know, the limits, and what are, you know, the things that you are taking for or against them, and how do you balance all of that? That's important, and that's big questions. Who do you think can be a traitor, and for what? And even if he had this or these reasons, what reasons are you accepting or not? And if he was doing something wrong but in fact he did something right, what can be the thing that is gonna do right that can win, and the thing that can not win, which is not gonna be enough to balance what he did wrong? See, that's a big question to ask, you know, after a war. That was a big question that we had to ask ourselves after World War II in France. And of course, in a show like that, which is inspired by World War II, by other wars like that, they had to ask themselves these questions, and I'm glad they took an entire episode to do it. That's something great. That's proving, you know, that this show was really going deeper into every concerns, every issues, was not just, you know, I mean, some shows, and in particular sci-fi shows, sometimes they are not spending a lot of time to do that, like one scene and that's it, they are considering that they responded to the question, now we can move on, we said that we have trailers for them and that's it. No, to take an entire episode to do it, that's a risk for a show, you know, because you are not evolving with the story, you are not evolving with the characters during that time. Maybe you can think that some of your fans are gonna be disappointed because they are not gonna have what they want, you know, for the show. But that's a good way to prove that you are thinking about everything when you are writing a show. With everything that you are doing, there are consequences, there are things, you know, to deal with after that or after that. That's great. I really love that. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little break, you're not gonna see it, and then I will be back for the next episode. You'll have the reaction part of the next episode in the description also, and I will be back with you in this YouTube video for the review of the 2 episodes together. Let's go! I know, these 2 episodes, the episodes 6 and 7 are working together, but you're not gonna have them on the same video. I'm gonna watch them on the same day. No worries about that for you, but you're gonna have to wait one more day to have the episode 7, what's gonna happen during the episode 7. This episode was really about 2 things. About the fact that they are still dealing, you know, with the consequences of what happened on New Caprica. They did that a lot during the last episode, during the episode 5, because it was something important and big questions that they had to ask themselves about what they can do with the traitors, where are the limits and all of that. I talked about it a lot during my review of the 2 last episodes, episode 3 and 4, because I was already imagining that these questions had to be asked, and I said it also during my review of the episode 5. And right there, during this episode 6, they had to deal with another issue, another impact of all of this, the fact that people were hurt during this war, people suffered during this war, they are traumatized, you know, by what they lived, and of course they can compare, you know, how they felt and what they suffered with what the other one suffered, and they can consider that their pain is worse than other one's pain. That's something that can happen after a war, of course, and because of the fact that the Colonel and Starbuck lost the most, you know, lost a lot during this war, and and where maybe the ones suffered more than the other ones because they lost more than the other ones, they had to be the main characters of this narrative arcs, you know, this big question about one of the consequences, about what happened on New Caprica, about that war, the pain that is left, you know, after a war, the pain that everyone has to deal with and their pain. I'm glad that Starbuck is choosing, you know, to change, to accept that pain, you know, by going to see Casey at the end, by hugging her like that, by being sad about it, but making it no matter what, because she can't, you know, be mad at this kid. She didn't do anything, this kid, so she had to do it, but even if it's making her sad, I think that it's a symbolic gesture, you know, to show us that she's accepting what happened on New Caprica. She's accepting all of the pain that she had, that she suffered, and that she's ready to move on, not to forget, not to be happy again just like that, not to be sad again if she's thinking about it, but she's accepting the memories, the past, and all of that. That was a good symbolic gesture, you know, to make at the end. And on the contrary, we can see the colonel who is not ready to do the same, who is not ready to accept that his wife is not there anymore, that he's not ready to accept his pain fully, to move on. He's not ready to do that, and we can understand that, and I'm not sure that he's gonna be ready one day. Because of this disease, you know, that he has, he is an alcoholic, and since the beginning of the show he's like that, so that's gonna be harder for him to accept the situation. We'll see. And the other important narrative arc that we had during this episode was about Gaius, who is with the Silence, who had to prove to the Silence that he can be useful by showing them how they can find us, by going into that ship, you know, where all of the Silence were dying and no one else could go into that ship. Okay, he proved himself. I'm not sure that they're gonna trust him, but he proved that he can be useful. But he also lied to them about that thing, you know, who was killing Silence. That was a human thing and he didn't tell them. I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of Gaius not saying it. For what reason, you know, now that he's with the Silence, for what reason he wouldn't say it? Because they're gonna think that he did it on purpose, that it was a trap that he made. I don't know. I feel like it's a little easy, you know, as an explanation for what is happening. Same for Caprica, you know, she's seeing the photo but she's not saying it to protect Gaius, but we saw since episodes that she's beginning to be tired of Gaius, that she's trying to not be with him anymore, to, you know, cut the link, the bond that they had with each other. I'm like that, and she's the only one who is seeing that picture. Like, Gaius is coming back from that mission, you know, that rescue mission, coming back with pictures, and only one Silent is watching the pictures. Is it really logical? I'm not sure of that, and you know, for this narrative arc, I'm not sure what it meant for Gaius, for his role with the Silence and all of that. That was interesting, and I love that now we are with the Silence. I mean, on their ship, on their fleet also. The hybrid thing, that can be really interesting. I'm wondering about the fact that an hybrid, you know, she's the one who is ordering. Not ordering. She's the one with the ship. In fact, that's pretty hard to imagine, but it's working like that. But I'm wondering about it because, you know, she has a human appearance, so we can think that she's made the same way that the Silence are made of, about, with, I'm not sure. And if we are thinking like that, we can think that this hybrid, she can have feelings, she can have emotions, she can feel pain, she can have feelings, she can make also her own choices at some point. I'm wondering about that. I think that it can happen. I think that Gaius can try, to understand what she's saying when the other Cylons, they gave up on that. Maybe Gaius can try to understand what she's saying, maybe can create, a connection between each other, like a bond between the two of them, and can create feelings, for her, and that can disturb her, and the ship by the same occasion. I don't know. But the conclusion of this episode is the fact that they all found the nebula, where Earth might be. We have the Cylons, we have the fleet which is coming, which is not there but which is coming because they found Earth also. Everyone wants Earth. We are at the episode 6 of this season, which is made with 20 episodes. I mean, they're gonna have to wait to prepare for a battle or something like that. They can't fight, during the next episodes. We can't have, a final fight between Cylons and humans during the next episodes. Okay, I'm gonna stop right now this review and I'm gonna take a little break and then watch the 2 next episodes. For you, it's gonna be in another day, so it's all for you for today and it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.